The first thing you notice is how softly the patio greets you, as if the whole space is exhaling after a long, quiet day. Light falls across the vintage chairs, the weathered wood, and the little clusters of flowers, creating a feeling that is both tender and lived in. Everything feels warm, open, and inviting, with a romantic cottage mood that makes you want to slow down and stay a while. The patio does not shout for attention. It welcomes you with gentle charm, a calm color palette, and a sense of home that feels deeply comforting. This is the kind of outdoor space that makes an ordinary afternoon feel special, where even a simple cup of tea becomes part of the story. If you love cozy vintage design, subscribe, like, and comment below to join the journey through more beautiful spaces like this. The patio begins to reveal its old soul through every piece that carries a little history in its shape, finish, and presence. There is a quiet beauty in the aged metal, the softened paint, and the vintage forms that seem to remember another time. Instead of looking polished in a modern way, the space feels lovingly collected, as though each object was chosen for its story as much as its style. That kind of charm makes the whole patio feel richer, warmer, and more personal. When vintage details are allowed to breathe inside a cottage setting, the result is delicate and soulful, never heavy. The patio feels like a place where memories settle naturally into the air, and every corner holds a trace of nostalgia. The seating area feels like the heart of the patio, drawing you in with cushions, gentle curves, and an easy sense of comfort. It invites slow mornings, long conversations, and quiet evenings where you can simply sit and enjoy the air. There is nothing sharp or forced here, only a soft arrangement that makes the whole patio feel human and lived in. The chairs and bench seem to belong to the garden as much as the flowers do, creating a natural, restful balance. This is the kind of place where comfort becomes part of the style itself, where every seat looks ready for a peaceful pause. The seating turns the patio into a small outdoor retreat, full of charm and calm energy. The patio comes alive through flowers layered in a way that feels effortless, almost as if the garden arranged itself. Soft blooms spill from containers and baskets, brushing the edges of the space with color, fragrance, and movement. These floral layers do more than decorate. They soften the architecture of the patio and give it a dreamy, romantic pulse. The entire area feels lighter, sweeter, and more connected to nature because of those delicate touches. It is the kind of beauty that never feels too perfect, only lovingly tended and quietly enchanting. The blooms make the patio feel like a place where time slows down and every breath feels a little softer. One of the most beautiful things about this patio is the way texture tells the story. Weathered wood, woven baskets, aged pottery, and soft fabric all come together in a mix that feels warm, grounded, and beautifully imperfect. Nothing here feels staged to the point of losing its soul. Instead, the textures create a calm visual rhythm, where rough and soft elements meet in a way that feels natural and deeply comforting. That gentle wear gives the patio its personality, making it feel like a place that has been loved for years. The surface details invite you to look closer, linger longer, and appreciate the quiet elegance of something real. What makes the patio feel especially memorable is the balance between vintage charm and a cleaner modern structure. The lines are simple enough to feel fresh, yet the details remain soft enough to protect the romantic cottage atmosphere. This balance keeps the space from becoming too busy or too delicate. It creates a visual calm that makes the patio feel thoughtfully designed, relaxed, and easy to enjoy from every angle. The result is a patio that feels current without losing its nostalgic heart, proving that old and new can sit together beautifully. That harmony is what gives the whole space its quiet strength. As the light shifts across the patio, everything changes into something softer and more beautiful. Sunlight stretches over the furniture, touches the flowers, and warms the walls with a glow that feels almost storybook-like. The shadows add depth instead of darkness, shaping the space with a gentle rhythm that makes the patio feel alive. In that golden hour light, even the smallest decorative detail seems to hold a little more meaning. This is the moment when the patio feels most cinematic, most romantic, and most peaceful all at once. The glow turns an ordinary outdoor setting into a scene that feels unforgettable. The smallest accents are often what make this patio feel truly memorable. A lantern here, a ceramic pot there, a folded throw, a little tray of tea things. Each one adds a quiet note to the larger composition. These details do not compete for attention, they support the mood and make the whole patio feel complete. Their charm lies in restraint, in the way they help the space feel thoughtful without ever becoming cluttered. That is why the patio feels so comfortable to look at, because every object seems to have a reason for being there. The accents turn design into atmosphere, and atmosphere into something you can almost feel. Every beautiful patio has one decision that changes everything, and here it is: the way the entire space was softened through styling. That single shift brought the yard from ordinary to enchanting, making it feel more intimate, more romantic, and far more welcoming. The transformation is not about adding more, but about choosing better, placing with care, and letting the space breathe. Once that balance was found, the patio suddenly felt complete, as if the whole design had finally found its voice. This is the kind of change that proves a home does not need to be rebuilt to feel new. Sometimes one thoughtful adjustment is enough to turn a backyard into a place that feels deeply loved. When evening arrives, the patio changes again, becoming softer, quieter, and more intimate. The warm glow of the lights touches the chairs, the flowers, and the walkways, creating a sense of calm that feels almost cinematic. This twilight mood makes the patio feel like a place for reflection and gentle conversation. Nothing rushes here. Everything settles into a peaceful rhythm that invites you to stay just a little longer. The space feels especially magical at night because the vintage elements seem to glow from within. The whole patio becomes a tender little world of warmth, memory, and quiet comfort. The secret to this patio's charm is not excess, but rhythm, restraint, and warmth. The design works because every choice supports the feeling of ease, from the furniture scale to the placement of flowers and the softness of the palette. Once you understand that formula, the look becomes easy to repeat in other corners of the home. It is less about copying a style exactly and more about building a mood that feels personal, graceful, and welcoming. That is what gives the patio its lasting appeal, a simple approach with emotional impact. The style feels approachable, yet it leaves a strong impression because it is full of heart. At last, the patio feels complete, not because it is filled to the edges, but because every part of it speaks the same gentle language. The vintage pieces, the flowers, the light, and the softness all come together in a way that feels whole and deeply comforting. It is the kind of space that stays with you long after you look away, because it carries both beauty and feeling in equal measure. That is the real magic of a cottage patio with soul. It feels like a memory you want to keep returning to. If this transformation inspired you, subscribe, like, and comment below so we can keep exploring more spaces filled with vintage charm and cozy design stories.